Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad with me, Sid, and I have travelled. We can mark that ruin as searched now. There wasn't anything in it particularly, but I have travelled past here. That was a big cathedral ruin. I did have a poke in there, and I poked immediately back out after getting attacked by several things. That is a stair ruin, which is actually not too deep, but I didn't go down. And I've travelled up past. Oh, where are we? Come around here. Came down here. From here, where are we? So we'd kind of no. Good grief! Where did I get to? That was brown coal. I'm beginning to go. Yeah, so I left off about here, and I've travelled up here. That was these ruins that we went off and walked around down there. Nothing there. Came up, that's the thing. Bit of standard ruin there. That was a stair ruin, but it was very deep and didn't bother looking at it. It's a bit of coal that I mined. Carried on over here. Did that, which was, that's a very pretty ruin actually, but it's just vessels and no real challenge. I couldn't find anything underneath it. Came around here, down there, down here, did that little ruin over there, came through here, did that ruin, went down, there's a teleposer there, picked up some resin, came up here, nearly got killed, came up here, nothing interesting, started across here, came up here and spotted in the caves peridotite. This area here is on a peridotite layer, but of course it's bauxite, which is just confusing as hell. This would have answered all of my prayers. So the issue I've got right now is I don't know if this bit here is ocean. I think it probably is. I was trying to go round, but it was foiling me at every corner, so I decided to go over. So we're going to check out this to make sure this is ocean, but if it is ocean, there's a drifty boy over there. We are going to set up somewhere around here FOB Charlie, because I'm going to want to make a windmill installation to you better run a windmill installation and a pulverizer, and I'm going to want to go into these various caves of peridotite, which I need to turn off that beacon, and just generally have a look. So down here looks to be peridotite. What I want to do is just kind of run around the lake a little bit. I've got my boat on my back, hence why things. I have got an absolute load of books to read. I've got probably about 30 books in my tent bag. So we are going to have a book learning session. Best kind of learning session in my opinion. Books. Get a good book, get curled up in front of a nice roaring fire on a comfy chair. Like a proper book. I mean, I read all the time on my Kindle. I'm a huge Kindle user, but there is something deeply satisfying about opening up real paper pages. It's odd. I'm not Luddite about it. I just think that it has a different feel to it. Now I don't know. As I say, they're down that edge. There's peridotite. I don't know whether this area over here has got peridotite, because it's gone. There's nothing sticking out of the ground. So I have a sneaking suspicion over this side is no peridotite. But we will find out, and we'll also find out if that is an ocean or if it is just a big lake. If it's a big lake, we can't build we can build a boat in it. It just really kind of doesn't have much point. Oh, of course. And if it's with the forest composition around here, we could do K-pop. Hello. But there's a pretty good chance we can probably make it out of Purple Heart, which would suit me down to the ground, of course, because, you know, I'm a fan of the colour purple. That's all K-pop though, so that's all rubbish. So first things first, little wander around, we'll just see if anything... Yeah, there's a ruin there, look. And that's the other thing we want. We want a lot to do in the area, because if once we start into FOB territory, we're going to search the area quite extensively. Lobster mushroom. I think you're edible. Yes, you are. That's a bear. He's going to think I'm edible. Yeah, so that's the one problem with this area. I have already noticed quite a few bears. Pandas mainly. But that was a black bear. I mean, it's not the end of the world if there are bears. You know, I'm more than capable of dealing with a bear or two. It's just that I don't really want to have to. I like bears. Bears are cute. Especially in Vintage Story, they have that cute little sitting down animation, which just seems so wrong to have to basically, you know, turn them into... Oh, you swine! Where did you come from, you git? Right. Let's just try and just have a little bit of non-excitement just for 10 minutes. That would be lovely. You know, just picking a few mushrooms, wandering around, spotting purple hearts. We've done one, I'm sure. Yeah, there's another one there, look. So, we got plenty of purple heart to go. So if this area does... Good grief! Oh, rift activity is high. At least that has freed up an inventory slot. That would explain a lot. Anyway, I need to grab myself this food and surface. I really can't be bothered to search them. I just want to find somewhere safe where I can see what's coming at me. Oh, what have we got? Yeah, more. A lot of mushrooms. Right, so what we need is a nice, safe spot. Now I'd like somewhere elevated a little bit, big enough to take the two forts. And I'd like somewhere with a bit of more elevation next to that. It doesn't have to be. I mean, we can go and just move the thing. Now let's have a look. Oh, that might be perfect. All right, let's in fact, let's do this. Let's do sensible things. Let's get the boat in the water. Like that. Let's put... let's do that. And get into the boat. Get rid of the shield, because it's a pain. You're going to be like that, aren't you? Okay. Fine. Right, now let's turn around, line it up so I can put all of the stuff back in, and then we can just go and make sure that this actually works. Put you away, put you away, we can stick you back on my back. which gives me a whole load more inventory space, which is straight away gratefully received. We'll nom these beetroots, and then we'll beetroots, turnips. And we'll just go and have a look to see if we think this is actually a. I think this is a lake that's got access to the sea. In which case it'll be perfect, because we could use this to make our ship. And we've also got the probability of peridotite in the area, so that gives us the possibility of olivine, which is everything we need to make tier 2 refractory bricks, which means all we need to do then is build the infrastructure necessary to make pulverizer stuff to make the refractory bricks, to build the cementation furnace, which we can then put into a tent bag. Probably I may actually put the cementation furnace and the pulverizer all into like one tent bag, and we just take the sails down, because I'm not entirely sure how a tent bag is going to cope with that. But we just need to make sure that we're not boxing ourselves into an inland sea or large lake or something like that, because that would be unfortunate. So let's get out of here. I think we can be reasonably assured that this area is pretty safe, and I like the look of that area as an area to build, perhaps. Now let's go and check its temporal stability, because that will be handy too, being a little bit, stable. So, thinking this through, we need to put down our main, we need to put down our tent for starters. And I think if we can get them on to that little promontory there, we can possibly build our pulverizer and cementation furnace up there. Gives us a little bit higher elevation for the sails of the windmill. Yeah, we'll see how we go, and it also gives me options to go and try and get my revenge on that, because it did damage my pride. We've got a few ruins in the area, and there'll be more. Once we've got a boat, then we're really opening up the things. But we've got caving to do. It just seems to be an ideal kind of spot. So I think that is too narrow. Both of those are going to be too narrow, so we'll probably have to look at that hill there if I want to build on a hill. Which is fine. Hills are good. That's going to be big enough. We just need a sheetrock beast over there. We just need a space big enough for 2 7x7 boxes, and I just need to work out the orientation of those boxes, which is going to use a bit of food up to do it, but yeah, I don't mind this spot at all. So let's start off. How much durability? There, we've got a reasonable amount. Just need to work out the orientation, because I can never remember. I've built them in that orientation, and then promptly can't remember what I built. And then we'll have some little bits of farmland around the area again, and it'll be pretty much like FOB Bravo, but somewhere else. And we'll want to chop some trees down to make some walls and the likes. Right, so let's start off by putting the tent bag down there. I've got some food, and I've got that, which is always good for food as well, so what to eat first? I've got that. And then I'm going to need the castle. The castle is my first piece of construction. And just trying to think how, so if we were, they went that way, didn't they? So like this. So if I were to do something like this, that goes 1, 2, 3 there. So that will face this way. Yeah, that's got it. Okay, that's all good. And obviously we use a fair amount of food there, but then we need to bring our, from here we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, wall. So that is going to go there. At least as far as here. And then we can go and get the smithy and put that down. And then we can work out how I want to array the walls and all the other stuff. Yeah, let's just eat some more stuffs. So my thoughts are not to put the actual processing facility there, but put it on another hill. And there's another one there, because there's that tree's gone that we've taken down for building materials. 1, 2, 3. Then we're laughing. So here relays FOB Charlie. So we'll what we'll do is we'll delete that, and we'll delete that, and we shall go and place a camp icon, if I can find it, there, in purple, bases, FOB Charlie. There we go. We now have a place to live. I just need to build some stuff. More mushrooms around. Oh, lots of mushrooms around the area, in fact. Hopefully I've got all of those to eat as well, haven't I? So yeah, this is where we're going to set up. I'm going to start off by chopping down that big oak tree there on the other side. And if I can remember, let me go in here and have a look at palisade, but it needs to be this. So this is I need to make sure that what we're actually making is the one from the wooden fortifications. So that's wooden fort. So we need palisade walls, just like that. Corner is like that. Spike barricade. Basically I just need a lot of logs, don't I? So I'm off chopping and also eating. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I present FOB Charlie. Need to do the floor in the two buildings. We've got just plain dirt in here at the moment, so that's simple enough. And if I remember rightly, that doesn't drop. In fact, I don't think any of this stuff falls. Because I'm not going to bother doing those. I'm just going to do the blocks that are visible, and that's pretty straightforward stuff. So and I think whilst on the outside I've done a little bit of texturing, I don't think I'm going to really bother inside. This gives us that, and then we can come around the back here, and in this one I've actually put a small garden around the back here. So we need to get some lighting and stuff in here, but other than that we're fine. And similarly we just need to do this. Now that I actually can't dig out underneath. I can do that. Oh, I can't do those either. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, today we learned. Oh, and we also learned my iron shovel was getting very close to breaking. So we are going to actually have to... Oh, hello, wrong button. Going to have to do this on. Can I not? I'm going to guess that these are basically not pickable, uppable then. That is, so that needs to go outside because we're going to do some tanning while we're up here because we've got quite a few hides. That basically is going to need somewhere to live then, isn't it? As is the stuff in all of these. That's a pain. Pain in the buttocks, but oh well, that is what it is. Yeah, I'm going to just basically have to pick you up, place a block, and put you back down, and then put your cooking stuff in, which I think that was all there. Oh, a little bit of salt. And then probably do the same over here. Take these out, pick that up, swap this out. I'll make myself a shovel in a moment. And put this back. Now I think these two are empty, so that isn't a decorative clay oven, is it? So we are going to have to... Oh, you actually had a load of stuff in you, did you? Apparently you did. Okay, doesn't matter. We can fix. Grab those, put them back, put our oven back, put that and that back in, everything else is good. This will drop, so we do need to pick these up temporarily. So I think in hindsight and going forward, what I actually need to do is put my floor down before I place the tent bags. would seem to be sensible. Because, you know, this is a bit of a pain. But still, we're going to be here for a short while, so, you know, it's not a problem. Right, you are weak tanning, so you can come out. The rest will not fall, because chests don't drop when you undermine them. That's all good. We can take you and convert you over into these building blocks, and they will all become more of that. That's obviously my kind of go-to building block solution. But yeah, we have FOB alpha. Let me go and put some of these chisel stuffs away for now. We'll drop this iron somewhere. I've got some iron nuggies, there we go. So I do need to make myself a shovel. I am going to make it out of meteoric iron. I probably am going to need before long another axe as well, so I think I should probably free up that inventory slot and you know, just go in and get the whole thing sorted. Before we do that though, let us just head down to the camp, which will probably be, this will be its home for the vast majority of the time. I do however need to do that. When you place these lights don't illuminate the areas. So we have got one or two books. We've also got some extra healing, poultices and the likes. This is for the build. I picked that up from a ruin. And the rest of this stuff is just, you know, miscellaneous odds and ends. However, up here, well, up here we have considerably more bookage. Didn't I have a spare shovel? Sorry, I'm just, you know when you suddenly think, oh, didn't I have a... So there's our soaked hide. There's some hides, we can be on that. I did have a little bit of grain, I think. That was largely it. A little bit of healing poultices, which I could probably take those and add those to that. But we got a lot of books because I've basically been raiding every ruin as I came over, but rather than, a lot of them were just small vanilla style ruins with things in. So, you know, we can stand up here and we can do a little bit of reading. So we've got some cooking, 10 points. Digging, 12.5 points. 25 points into forestry. 0.625 points in the survival skill, generous. 12.5 in farming. 25 in mining. 10 in metalworking. Level 5. And this is why I wanted to do this before I started metalworking. Farming 31.86. Survival 2.5. Metalworking 2.5. I mean, a lot of these are just not worth the effort. However, forestry 100, that's a good one. Mining 25. Combat 12.5. Digging 25 again. What is a book about digging going to be about? 100 in, what was that, mining? Survival 0.63, woohoo. They need to get away from having these weird little virtually 0 point ones. Mining 12.5. Combat 50. Level 5 in combat, combat 25. Farming 12.5. Cooking 20. Level 4 in cooking now. Forestry 50. Metalworking 20. And finally cooking 10. So that means we've got some stuff to spend. So combat. I need a warrior. 40% more. Can't be. Next time you kill an enemy, you see 10. Wow. Shovel Knight. No. Looter. Monk, I'm not bothered about. Iron Fist. Tool Mastery, I'm not overly bothered about. I'll take your warrior then. That will allow me to get Spearman 3 when I get the next level. Collecting, processing. So we've got metalworking. You have a chance for every hit to instantly finish a smithing work. Okay. Duplicator. You have a 5% chance to receive a second identical item. Oh, that's nice. Durability. Can't do that. I need metal worker. And I've already got 2 specializations, so I can't do that one. That's fine. 10% metal less, recovery, heating. I mean, that is pretty good. I'm going to take duplicator. I think that sounds pretty awesome actually. 35% more. You can cook 10% faster. Increases the shelf life. Increases the number of servings. Slows down perishing. Gourmet. Oh, we'll go there. We'll be a gourmet cook now. There you go. How's that sound? Right. Now we've got that. We can go in here and put you on. And I was doing an axe and a shovel. So yeah, we'll just wait for this. I'll be back in a second. Alright, we've got these. I did have an iron shovel in stock, but not one I made. But we'll make a shovel anyway. Shovel. Autocomplete. Because this mini game gets old really quick. And we only got the one, of course we did, but that's fine. I wasn't really expecting. I mean, it's a 5% chance. Axe. One. Yeah. What we actually do need is we need a bucket, because we're going to need a bucket, not a bed. We're going to need a water source up here to quench in, and also for farming and all the other good stuff. So let's get that sorted. Put it there. Keep a bucket of water, because it's a good habit to have. And then chuck them in. We can go and put forging stuff away. Probably put my ore away as well, actually. But there you go. Got a couple of meteoric bits back. Have I got a spot for those? I have. So if I were to do you, well, we'll do it anyway. They've got to go somewhere. I thought I had qualities. Apparently not. Or if I do, the hidden well. Let me take that out. Don't really need you. That can go in there. Everything else is good. I'll probably need to go down and just pick up some of the gubbins that I've picked up on the travels, because there'll be some torches and stuff in all of that lot anyway. And then we need to light up the space. So yeah, we've got a few of those. Didn't get many torches, we've got plenty of that. We'll just fill up with as much as we can carry. Which was almost everything. Probably actually is everything. Don't need any of that. Oh, actually I do need that. That needs to go back in my cooking facilities. And we need to light up the courtyard. Make this place safe. So straight away, that can go in there. I don't think I've got any more tools. I haven't. All good. What have I got? I've got some coal, some of that. A bit of galana. Anything else? Don't think so. Need more, and I need torches. Luckily, I think I set up one of these full of light sources and torches. Up and down. You know, just go up. And then here and here and there. Looks good. A little bit around here. We'll do that on there. That's because that block's turned into a ladder. That's why that's doing that. And then it's just a matter of put the rest of the stuff away. Oh, and this. So I think that I think we move this. And we can put all of the cookie woods and bits in there. Because of course that is the wood stash. And I think that's everything. Oh, it's a bit of peat as well, wasn't there? And then that and that can go back in there. And the reason for this, in fact, let's move you. I think I'm going to leave that there. But what I want is, I want a decorative fire, which if I remember rightly, is 4 pieces of firewood and a chisel. Probably, knowing my luck, a standard chisel. No, we're alright. We got away with it. However, we also do need that because I want a decorative. I want to take you out. You're not going to be there anymore. And I want you to be a decorative oven. And then we're going to take you. We need to rotate you. So we're going to need a hammer. So I found this in a ruin, and I've seen this. This is it's not a new item. We use these in the inebriated elk on the Rusty Gear server. I found these there as well. But what we need to do is chisel this one out. Because we're running Dana tweaks to, we should be running Dana tweaks. If we're not, we will be by the end of this episode. Dana tweaks allows you to have a fire underneath an oven heat the oven. Something I think should have been in the base game for the longest time. You know, the idea of having an oven heated from underneath is nothing new. And it just makes a lot of sense. You know, that's how ovens work sometimes. You know, I grew up on a farm, and my grandparents had an old auger. I'm never sure whether it's an auger or an auger. I think it's an auger. I think that was the name of the product. But you know, that had a fireplace to one side which provided the heat, and then next to the fireplace was a iron oven, which obviously heated from the fire, so the heat from the fire provided the heat in the oven. And on the top was a big iron hob, which was also heated by the oven. It had like hinged covers, and it was a really, you know, beautiful piece of construction actually when you get down to it. So what we should be able to do is we should be able to do that, and that. So we should be able to put heat in there, and this should heat up. Now if I had a higher ceiling here, I would probably, in fact I can, if I want to do something, if I can get over, if I can this is going to be awkward. Hang on, let me pick you up a second. So what we can do is we can of course. Alright, yeah, of course we can't. Of course we can't, because that's not the block that's got the chimney in it, has it? That has. So I need a little bit of rusty iron. Glad I got that now. It's a difficult one when you're not doing a massive building series. There comes a question of, at what point do you go, well, actually, this is not a massive building series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. So I'm going to take that out actually, just temporarily. Bring this all the way down to the bottom. Oh no, it's the same. Okay, just didn't feel right. And then I think we'll do that. Now it's not going to go up into the roof, it's actually going to curve, but I need to get the vertical in first. So I'm going to rotate you as well, just so we can get this side done properly. Why? Why is that in the wrong place? Probably because I'm in the gym. This doesn't matter at all for the operation, this is all cosmetic. But I think that's probably, if I had a line that I used, let me rotate you a lot, that's probably the one. So once we've, oh, it was there, wasn't it? Yes. And then there like this. And to be honest, it doesn't actually matter if I screw up and put blocks in the middle or anything, because for the most part you won't see them. So, right, let me, what's up above that? That, you see, I'm aware that if I, let me just put you out of the way. If I take that block out, that's going to collapse down, which we don't want to happen. But I do need to bring it down so I can see it from from a different angle, I think. Like this, because then oh no, hammer. Let's just do that. That doesn't look terrible. Then we can put you back in. Then we can put you back in. And now we've got a proper stove, which is good. So, just curious. As to whether I actually have got that mod now. I do, look. Temperature's going up. Much better. I do, however, need to put those away. And then we need to actually put some stuff away, don't we? Because I've left my cellar open, which is not going to help. Got this stuff, the cassava, that definitely needs to be used sooner rather than later. Metal parts, so don't go there. Metal parts go there. Metal scraps go there. So what have we got left? Seeds, leather, resin and honeycomb. Now resin I did have, so I've got 14. This is my concern. I probably haven't got enough resin to actually do what I need to do, and I can't believe I've not got any honeycomb anywhere else. There you go, have it. Right. Leather or flax. So we've got lots of flax, so I'm going to be able to, because my armour is getting a bit beaten up, but I'm going to be able to replace this with just non-coloured armour, because that's a lot easier for me to replace. We've got parts somewhere. Seeds. Seeds go in here, I think. For some reason that didn't go in either. Don't know why. What was that? Quartz chunk. Okay, yeah. There you go. So there's definitely a good reason to start on the sailing vessel, because we need that. Right, let me check how long we have been recording. Let me come over here and get a screenshot of Charlie, and yep, there we go, nice little S12. And then I'll be back in a moment. Alright, yeah, been going for about 53 minutes, so we are going to call the episode here on this one. We have the basics. I do need to plant some crops, so I'll probably do that between episodes. It's not interesting enough that we want to do that. My plan for crops is going to be, we're going to expand out here and here. We'll have terrace, and then we'll have some at the back as well. Nothing fancy, just get the job done work, you know. And I probably should eat some stuff as well. Don't really want to put you in there though. I was thinking wondering whether I can put those in there. You can't, okay. Can't bake them. That is surprising. Okay, of course we haven't got the better stuff. Yeah, so until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.